The Team Lally Show was previously recorded.
It's time to enter the world of real estate in Oahu with Hawaii's only true real estate radio show, the Team Lally Real Estate Show. Grab a pen and get ready to take notes. For the next full hour, Hawaii's premier real estate leader, Adrienne Lally, and Attilio Leonardi will bring you the latest in real estate news and real-world strategies on how they can guarantee to sell your home at a price and deadline you agree to, or they'll buy it. Now, here are your hosts, Adrienne and Attilio.
Welcome to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. If you have any questions, just give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Hey everybody, this is Attilio and this is that art part of the show. I want to talk about the real estate because something interesting that year over year, so compared to 1 year ago, inventory nationwide for homes is up 36%. But something interesting, compared to before the pandemic, that same level is lower by negative 28%. So we are up from 1 year ago, 36%. But before the pandemic, the inventory, compared to the inventory before the pandemic, we're down 30%. So
what does that mean? What that means is
like, you know, did 30% of the people on the planet who want a home just disappear? No. They're still here. And so what that means is that inventory is still low. It's still low for the amount of demand that we have. And when supply is low and demand is high, that even with the high interest rates, that creates upward pressure on the pricing. So be careful, because what's keeping everything in check right now is the higher interest rates. Mm-hmm. So as they lower, or you're waiting for who's going to be the next president after the election, if there is, or prior to it, if we do have lower interest rates, all you're going to do is see prices go up. So if you're holding off for those, like for lower interest rates or who's going to be the next president, that's not too smart.
No.
Should buy now.
I'd say get into the market now. You've got plenty of choices, and there's, what we're seeing on our end is that, a lot of sellers are willing to make the repairs and do whatever it takes to help the buyers, get past those inspections and get their loans. So they're a little bit more motivated these days. So
you buyers, you have a little bit of leverage right now, but as the interest rates go down, people see what's going to keep the inventory down is that people still have low interest mortgages right now. Mm-hmm. So unless they went down to 2%, 3%, I don't know if they'll get that low, but then that creates the motivation for everybody to put their home on the market, because when they go buy a new one, if you have a low interest rate right now, what's your interest rate on your house?
I'm at 2.25%.
Yeah, I think I'm 2.7 or something like that. So there's no motivation for us to refinance.
Nope.
Do HELOCs.
I don't even want to
sell. To move. And if that's all the way across the board, the only way that all those people like myself or other people would want to put their homes up for market is if the interest rates came down really super low.
Or if there's some kind of life event, like a divorce or a death, or maybe some kind of financial reason, like you lost your job.
Yeah, so that's something we can look forward to. Everybody dying, everybody getting divorces. Everybody having calamity in their lives so that we can have affordable housing. That is not going to happen.
Well, I'm just saying, if you have a low interest rate, you're not going to be just putting your home on the market for
death and divorce
no reason.
And people moving for jobs doesn't affect the entire market. Mm-hmm. The interest rates do is the point. And so, if you're waiting for those low, be careful if you're waiting for those low interest rates, because this is what we always tell people. Buy now, because you can never, ever, can you go and renegotiate your purchase price?
No.
Can you refinance your interest rate?
You can renegotiate it during the escrow period, but after you close, that's it. You're done.
Yes. After you own the house, can you go back in a time machine that no one's invented yet and renegotiate your purchase price?
No,
but if interest rates go lower than the mortgage you bought at, then the interest rate at the mortgage you bought at, can you refinance if it makes sense?
Yes, of course. Yes, you can.
So that's the whole That's what they're not telling you in traditional media. Mm-hmm. They're just reporting all the things to get more eyeballs, to get more attention. But I would say that a lot of the times it's not logical data that's helping you make an intelligent decision. It's sensationalizing. No. And so that leads me to what I wanted to share with you today is that, when your stomach is empty, your body tells you it's so.
Yeah, with the grumbles.
But when your brain is empty, nothing in your body tells you your brain is empty. Mm-hmm. And the point being is that you got to fill your brain with a whole bunch of data points and information to make an intelligent decision. But unlike when your stomach is hungry, there's not going to be any grumbling in your brain saying, you know what, I don't have enough information to make a decision. But you know what, I watch the evening news and everything they say on there makes total sense. And that's what I should do. Wrong.
Yeah.
Talk to the professionals, whatever it is, whatever part of your life, go talk to the professionals, not your busybody, nosy neighbor. And certainly not social media. Mm-hmm. Not social media. I would say that's all about likes, comments, and sharing. But I don't think it's intelligent information because you'd be surprised how much stuff is reshared and it's not even factual if you just spent the time to look it up on sites that maybe had some science backing it up or research backing up what was stated in that social media post. That's why, interesting fact about me is what?
You have no social media. No social media for Attilio.
Not on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Oh, I think I'm on LinkedIn.
Yes, but one of our assistants manages that account. So if you message Attilio on LinkedIn, it won't be him responding.
Yeah, so because you think about it. So I'll leave you with this. Guilt lives in the past. Worry lives in the future. And peace lives in the present. So next time you're watching a sunset, I'm going to have a little request of you all. Stop recording it and just watch it. You have this big old 180-degree panoramic sunset right in front of you. And how many times I go to the beach and everybody's looking at their tiny phone. I don't care what version of the phone you have. There's no way that tiny little screen is going to be comparable to God's panoramic 180-degree with your eyeballs looking at that sunset.
And we do have some of the best sunsets here in Hawaii.
I was filling up air in the tire the other day, and there was the whole sky was just lit up orange. So I just stopped.
Good.
Because peace is in the present, guilt is in the past, and worry is in the future.
Well, speaking of peace here, I have a review from Mr. Poole.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mr. Poole says, Adrian and Attilio are both extremely helpful with their knowledge, experience, and expertise. Without this, I don't think I would be able to get the quality help, advice, and service that I need to get through my extremely difficult divorce.
Awesome.
Yes.
That's the key, too, is that what they said, I think they said 85% of the things that we are worried or concerned about are just not going to come true. They're not going to happen. Only about 15% statistically of the things that you worry about are going to happen. So a majority of the things that we're worrying or concerned about are just not even going to happen.
So you're worried for no reason.
Yeah. Sean Ackerman, he did a lot of research on happiness at Harvard. Mm-hmm. He found that if you just have a positive outlook, like optimistic outlook on things and more of a positive mindset, that your brain activity when you're thinking and making decisions, you're 31% more likely to make better decisions if you have an optimistic, positive outlook on things. So there's some data to support being optimistic. Speaking of someone that's optimistic and always has great advice, who's that, Adrian?
That would be Jodie Tanga, the mortgage genius.
Yeah.
Jodie, welcome back to the show with your tip of the week.
What you got for us, Jodie?
Office right now.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for coming to the office and pouring into our team members.
You are welcome. So we're talking about interest rates.
Yes.
And they have come down a little bit. And we were just doing after our little seminar that we did, we were doing a fun little brain session on anybody who might be eligible to refinance, and we were able to come up with like a handful of people that could save up to like $480 a month. And so just a reminder that, you know, if you did purchase within the past 12 to 24 months, that we are entering a territory where now it might actually make sense for you guys to refinance.
You know, how big of a difference between the interest rate you have now and one that you can get into should you use as a rule of thumb to refinance?
So typically, well, the old wives' tale rule of thumb is 1%.
1%.
But I just did a quick little numbers, and it was like a 5.99% going down to a 5.375.
Uh-huh.
And they're going to save like almost $500 a month.
$500 a month, yeah.
Because it's like the loan amount.
Our high price points, our high mortgages.
Yes.
High mortgages.
Yeah.
They're just big.
So the other thing too, Jodie, I know we've been talking about this with Bradley every week with the insurance premiums going up and maintenance fees going up. So this could be a good strategy to refinance and get your mortgage payments down so that you are still within your budget as your maintenance fees or your insurance increases.
Yeah. You know, and are you seeing the insurance? I know like that's like a big thing that's happening right now. Insurance is just going crazy, and I have some information on that, on why that's happening. But obviously you're on the lender side, and then if you're helping somebody buy, they need to get an insurance quote, and then explain to people how that's integrated or part of the loan process, the insurance on the home.
Yes. So what we do the moment that you get into escrow is that we will send out a quote to our trusted agent, Bradley Mariyama, and he pretty much does some background underwriting on the property, some new things that we haven't typically been used to are going to be like, he's going to ask us the age of the roof, and he's going to ask us, he's going to ask us for more pictures, and he's going to ask us for the appraisal, sometimes even before being able to produce the quote. So what we're doing is we're trying to get ahead of it and make sure that the insurance companies feel good about the quotes that they're producing, because that has a direct impact on debt-to-income ratio and overall qualifications. So, just like it's really important to work with a good lender, it's equally important to work with a good insurance company. Yeah,
because if the insurance is like super high, they're not going to be able to qualify. And
it's good to do that estimate up front versus when you're like at the end and trying to get your insurance binder, and you're like, ooh, my debt to income ratio is too high with this insurance for this home.
It's important to know, because you can't know it unless you're paying cash. You need insurance.
Yes.
And no lender or underwriter is going to allow you the loan to go through unless you got insurance that you can afford or makes sense with your income and your debt and all of that. So, and then, by the way, Jodie, we said earlier, rule of thumb. Do you know where that phrase comes from? Because it's interesting how we use phrases.
She said old wives' tale.
Old wives' tale.
She used that in her response, and then you're saying rule of thumb.
Yeah, rule of thumb is...
Where did rule of thumb come from?
The stick that in England, this actually was a law, I'm not joking, that you could beat your wife with a stick, but so long as it wasn't thicker than your thumb. That's
oh my gosh,
where we have rule of thumb from.
That is a terrible saying.
It's a terrible... Well, if you know the story of it. I mean, today it's just like, all right, it just means like...
I'm not using that saying anymore.
This is the information I'm going to use.
Yes, I'm not using that.
You're not thinking like, okay, you know what? I'm going to refinance my home, but first I got to beat my wife. No. But like, I'm not thinking like that.
I know, but just the history of where that came from, I'm just not going to use that saying ever again.
Yeah.
It's a terrible saying.
And...
I won't use it anymore either.
Good. Thank you, Jodie.
Well, like information that you need to make a better decision. How about that?
There you go.
That would be
That's
it.
Better.
So
and Jodie gave us some information to make a better decision about if you have a higher interest rate, how to refinance and save potentially $500 or more per month.
Jodie,
right?
Jodie, the other thing, the other part that they got to know though is that, there's a cost to refinance, and typically, like, how long should you plan on still being in the home for you to refinance to make sense? I mean, they're going to save money on like whatever the next mortgage payment, but the cost of that, like if they're moving in a year, that's probably not a good idea, right? To refinance, because they're not going to recoup the costs.
Oh, we lost Jodie. But you know what? What I know about Jodie?
She said yes.
No, what Jodie does is she does calculations.
The break even.
And she, based on the plans, the future plans of the home and the plans of the family, then she will counsel them and decide if it does make sense.
I will tell you, it could be 3, 4, 5 years. Mm-hmm. I don't think you can recoup the cost of the refinance within 1 year.
No.
Of the savings. So even if it was like, well, it depends. I mean, it depends because usually, let's say it costs 1 percentage to refinance $1 million loan. That's $10,000, and you're going to save $500 a month. Mm-hmm. That's $6,000. Then, if you're moving it within the year, would it make sense to save $6,000? But you spend $10,000 to get it.
But if you move with like in 2 years, then it makes sense.
3 years or 4 years, it makes sense. Mm-hmm. And so make sure that you have all of that information when making an intelligent decision.
So speaking of
don't go by that rule of thumb.
Don't say that anymore. So speaking of intelligent decisions, I want to bring to our listeners' attention that we are hiring, and we do have a career night coming up in October.
Yep.
But if you cannot wait until October, you can certainly have a conversation with us beforehand. We have
it's on the website already.
Yeah.
Why are you dragging it out?
Yeah, just go to jointeamlally.com is the website to inquire right away. And I just want to welcome, we have 2 new team members starting this week. Yeah. We're very excited to welcome them.
Yeah, Nicole and
Alvin.
Alvin, welcome.
Yes, welcome.
Welcome to the team.
Welcome to the team.
They were licensed agents, and one moved here from out of state, and then one was just here locally, and just wanted to have some more coaching, training, leads, things like that. And so we were able to provide for their needs as realtors so they can be successful. So again, welcome, Nicole and Alvin. Now, here's the good news. We're still looking for some superstars.
We are.
Okay.
Yep. So
if you have a real estate license, or, you've been in the business, and with the changes in the market and things that are, the only constant is change. Mm-hmm. And if for some reason you're struggling, because we know statistically that most realtors right now are not leaving to go to another brokerage. They're just getting out of the industry.
Yes. And we actually have a position on our team that is a W-2 position, along with bonuses and potential to earn some additional commission. So it's a little bit of a hybrid kind of role, depending on experience. And that is the listing manager role.
But again, we're not necessarily looking for somebody in the real estate experience. We're just looking for somebody that's humble, hungry, smart,
organized,
and can just come to work. Let's say you live Kapolei, Eva Beach, Waianae, Makakilo, and you just don't want to go into town to work. Our office is located in the James Campbell Industrial Park area, and so you can live. Kapolei was always touted as live, work, play community. Mm-hmm. So if you're in that area or anywhere on the island, just depends on what you want to do. We also have a flexible schedule where you come in maybe 4 days a week. You can work virtually one of those days a week, and are we clock watchers with our W-2 employees? Not really. If you got to go leave early,
get your work done.
You got to go take kids to the dentist appointment first half of the day, and then come in later. So long as you're getting it done, we're not like, hey, where you at? What you doing?
No.
And all of that. And
and we have really good snacks. There is a video that Attilio did on the.
Yeah, what's the snack video?
Yeah, we were coming out of Costco.
By the way, so we do these deal of the weeks. Let's do deal of the week for Honolulu.
Okay,
you ready? Then we just take turns reading all the things and go real fast. So here is our deal of the week for Honolulu.
Assumable 3.7% mortgage.
And it's like a mini resort living. Enjoy a 50-foot pool, larger than most in Waikiki, surrounded by 2,000 square foot of lanai.
Spectacular views, breathtaking ocean, and diamond head views from your own paradise.
Yeah, luxurious interiors, core wood panels, newly updated kitchen and bathrooms. Offer modern touch in this stunning home.
An entertainment hub, over 8,000 square feet of entertaining space with a conversation pit.
Versatile lower level.
And a movie room and gym, dedicated spaces to enjoy your favorite films and stay fit, all within your own home.
Yeah, and this house has like spectacular views, and that is our Deal of the Week in Honolulu. By the way, we do have, if you just go to our website, you can check out all our Deal of the Weeks. And then we also do speed tours. Mm-hmm. Speed tours. We literally just run through the house in 2 minutes or less and show you the whole home real quick.
Yes, we actually we had fun running through our office over on the Big Island, over in Hilo. So we did a little speed tour of our Hilo office with Rochelle. That was a lot of fun. And then
speaking of which, we're looking for a team leader. It's kind of like the CEO of Keller Williams brokerages
on the Big Island.
So we're looking to hire in that position. So if you know anybody that wants to be interviewed for that position, all you got to do is send us an email, info@teamlally.com, or give us a call, 799-9596. What else, Adrian?
All right, you want to talk about the market, and then we'll head on over to the break?
Yeah.
All right.
So median sale price for single-family homes on Oahu was $1,140,000. We had 269 homes for sale
in July,
and that was like a 20% increase year over year. So it looks like some more inventory is coming into the market.
And the median sale price for condos is $509,000, and the 389 condo sales, which is actually down 7.8% year over year from July of last month. And I think a lot of that has to do. There's been some increases and some things happening with maintenance fees and insurance. So I think that is reflective of that kind of that situation that's happening.
If you're in a situation where you need to sell and you really don't have the funds to get your home ready for sale, we do have a 10K for upgrades program where we literally will put $10,000 up to $10,000. We even go higher, just depending on how the numbers work out and all of that. But 10 grand, no questions asked. But obviously, it's not like bathroom remodels and kitchen remodels. This is more like aesthetic things like what?
So like painting, carpet, landscaping,
decluttering,
deep cleaning.
Yeah.
Just like basic kind of home prep. This is, again, not a full-on remodel project, but just so that you get a better return on investment, that your home shows better, and, you're going to make more money.
Now, the upper end of that spectrum is like total remodels, and we do have the capabilities to do that. It's just the numbers got to make sense. That's it.
It's got to make sense for everyone.
But sometimes, if you don't need to do all of that, and if you can just get the house like super ready for sale, you don't have to spend months and months doing total remodels especially sometimes, and we'll tell you, a lot of times you spend all that time and effort to do something, and then it's like spend $100,000 and then the property sells for $100,000 more. That doesn't make sense.
No.
For all that time and effort, and then you had all those mortgage payments and this and that. So
let us advise you what makes sense to do and what makes sense for the next owner.
And it's so easy. All you got to do is give us a call, 799-9596, info@teamlally.com. We'll come visit your home. There's no obligation, no high pressure. We're just going to walk through your home and just say, okay, here's all the things that we recommend.
The checklist.
We've been doing this for 20 years. Probably did over, 1,800 transactions.
Yep.
To put that into context, there's a lot of people who could be in this business for 30, 40 years and haven't done that kind of volume. Adrian and I have been involved in all of those transactions. We learned a lot.
Yes.
Made a ton of mistakes, not at the expense of our homeowners, but
at the expense of ourselves.
Because we wrote the check and made the money. But that's it.
All right. Well, we are going to take a break. And when we come back, we'll be talking with Duke Kimhan of Hawaii Pacific Property Management. We'll dive into the importance of property walkthroughs and the role of the property condition form in ensuring a smooth rental experience.
So stay with us.
Hey, did you know that Team Lally has a radio show on our sister station, AM 690, FM 94.3, The Answer? Well, it's a good thing Mark was tuned in that day. He had inherited a unit in Waianae and was curious about selling. Of course, he called my friends Adrian Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams Honolulu to come take a look. After seeing the unit, Adrian and Attilio got to work giving Mark some pre-sale advice. Since they noticed the property needed a little TLC before listing, they got to work immediately. And the home received 2 offers in only a few short weeks and closed. And you know what comes next? Over asking price. When you need to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama, trust Adrian and Attilio of Team Lally to do the job for you. Call 808-799-9596. Again, that's 808-799-9596. Visit teamlally.com, spelled Lally, Lally.
Hey, Sean Hannity here, talking with the only real estate agent in your market I recommend. Adrian Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. So now that the market is normalizing again, how's that going to impact home selling right now?
Sean, let's explain what a normal market is. It's when it's neither a buyer or seller market. Both buyers and sellers have equal negotiating strength and need to focus on a win-win strategy to close. We have over 7 highly successful strategies that get homes sold.
So is now the time to sell?
Sean, the best time to sell is when you need to move. Stop trying to time the market. Smart people spending a lot of money try to time the market and fail. Again, the best time to sell is always when you're ready to move.
Great update. Thank you for keeping us informed. Put the most experience and the best marketing to work for you. Call Team Lally now at 799-9596 or online at teamlally.com. That's teamlally.com.
Taking one cash offer for your home doesn't have to be your only option. I'm Barbara Corcoran, and especially in today's current market, having a local real estate agent who offers great marketing and options that are customized to fit your needs is smart. In Honolulu, the agents I trust are Adrian Lally and Attilio Leonardi. They can give you a guarantee to sell your home, flexible fees, or up to $10,000 in cash to help with repairs. Get the option that's right for you. Go to teamlally.com.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or We'll Buy It. I'm Adrian.
And I'm Attilio.
And if you have any questions, just give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
All right. Our next guest, Adrian's going to read like the regular intro, but I'm going to tell you what I know about Duke. Duke was... he was a bodybuilder at one time. He was he was a restaurateur and ran Outback Steakhouse. Used to live in Florida.
He's an actor.
Was an actor. He's had speaking roles too on a couple different local TV shows.
And I see him in all sorts of magazines
and commercials.
He's quite famous.
Yes, and he loves to go to Vegas. But
but let me give
that's
the
all
real
the stuff we know about Duke because we've known Duke for so long. But read the
professional
intro.
poker player.
Professional poker player.
All right, so our guest today is the owner and principal broker of Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Yeah,
a true local, born and raised in Honolulu's Manoa Valley. Before venturing into real estate, he made his mark as a successful restaurateur. With an impressive array of real estate designations, he remains committed to continuous learning to better serve his clients and community. As a seasoned broker, he specializes in investment properties, condos, military relocations, 1031s, commercial real estate. Please welcome back our guest, Duke Kimhan.
Hey, Duke.
Wow, what an intro.
Yeah.
I feel special.
And there's probably so much more, too, because, but I think there's a lot more.
You know what?
Yeah.
Life has been fun. It's been really good. And I really wanted to come home, and I did.
Yes.
So after Hurricane Katrina smashed into my 5 rentals, it told me, hey, maybe you better go back to Hawaii where they don't have hurricanes.
Yeah.
They only have passing storms like this weekend.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we got stuck over on the Big Island because of the tropical storm.
You guys got hit the worst.
Yeah, they canceled the
Rain.
flights. What was it? Saturday and Sunday, Hawaiian canceled all the flights. I think Southwest too.
Yes.
So but it was fun.
So you just had to stay in place.
Yeah. Duke, I was listening to a podcast, and you really dodged a bullet because what Florida has in place right now is called National Flood Insurance Plan. And it's actually funded by the state of Florida because all the carriers are like, no, this is crazy. And so what's happening is people that are paying like $700 a month
for a year.
Yep.
A year for flood insurance. Now it's like $7,000. And they even say like the $7,000 still isn't in alignment because Coral Creek was a subdivision that they built 70 years ago on the swamplands, and that swamplands was the original buffer for hurricanes. So it's like there are just houses in Florida that are just going to get mowed down every time a hurricane comes through, and they just keep rebuilding. So,
yeah, but it just amazes me every time I talk to somebody they're moving to Florida.
Yeah.
Right? Because of the economy, because the state has no taxes.
Yes.
Blah, 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 blah. But, you know,
move into a bunker then.
Yeah.
Or buy your home cash so you don't have to have those insurances. Or
then you got to be ready to
stay away from Coral Creek, Florida.
You know, you got to build your house like they do in Guam.
I lived through 3 hurricanes living in Florida.
Yeah.
But let's get back to Hawaii.
Yes, Hawaii real estate and owners. Yes.
Yeah, property management is not as competitive as I thought it would be. Yeah. And that's why I went into property management. I switched over from sales and found out when somebody told me, he goes, how many property managers do you know? And I said, I don't know any. He goes, how many realtors do you know? And I said, I don't know, 2,000, 3,000.
Yeah.
So, you know, it really made me take a big pivot in my career.
Yeah.
And I adjusted and I learned to enjoy the PM side. Most realtors do PM as a side gig between sales. So the problem with that is that you don't give full-time attention and you don't put systems in place. Hawaii Pacific, we've been doing this for 17 years now, full-time. It's all we do. We don't do sales. We have our property management agreements, our property condition forms, our walkthrough forms, all the steps, and our move-outs are all systematic because that's all we do. So if you're going to compare property managers, get somebody. There's probably 3 or 4 of us now that do this for a living.
Yeah,
that's all we do. So, you know, I got to say great things about the people who are in this industry because I know them all. And all of us have the best interests of the owners in mind.
Yeah.
So, you know, with Hawaii Pacific, we do walkthroughs. And people go, what is a walkthrough? Well, we visit your home 2 times a year. And if there's a pet in your home, we do it 3 times a year.
Yeah.
Why is that important? Because, Mr. Homeowner, if you don't look at the house, you cannot see wear and tear issues or abuse issues. Or 15 kids living in there when only 2 are on the lease.
Yeah.
Or I know that, like, when you guys were managing my condo, you did the walkthrough, for the pet walkthrough, and we were surprised by the kind of pet.
They had a large dog.
It was, like, humongous.
You had the door was locked, and I said, why is the door locked? He says, oh, no, I don't want you to go in there. But I could hear footsteps in there.
Yeah.
And so when I told him to open the door, he kind of just looked down at the ground, opened the door, and there was a 100-pound Rottweiler in there.
Oh, wow.
That was not on the lease.
I think so he said it was like a medium-sized dog was what was approved on the lease.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this guy was over 100 pounds. He was giant. But, you know, tenants have a tendency to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
And if they don't do what we ask them to do in the lease, half of them don't read the lease, then we give them the 5-day notice. You can either get rid of the dog or you can move out. Your choice.
You know, we had we put up for sale, and we were about to close escrow on our property. I won't say where, but they were self-managed. And I tell you, all the stuff that doesn't get found when you don't have all of that stuff, we're having to deal with it in the escrow.
And it's costing the owners a lot of money.
HOA violations.
Deferred maintenance,
bird nests, AC issues. I mean, it's just all the stuff that they, and you know, and they're and we know for a fact they were renting below market.
$1,000 a month.
Yeah,
$1,000 a month below market.
Yeah, so
you know,
over 5 years.
Another good one that people do.
Yeah,
they go make the tenants take care of the yard.
Ooh, that's a big mistake too. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you priced out yard costs for taking down a big tree or some California grass now that's 12 foot high?
Yeah.
The roots are like 3 feet down in the ground.
Yeah, and the associations just get on you, and then they have all these notices. And
then they fine you.
If you have a home in Ocean Point area, the HOAs has put in place now that they do a walkthrough.
Once the home goes up for sale, they have to like inspect. They physically inspect.
That home can be transferred over to a new owner, it's required by the CCNRs that they do violation audit. And then you got to deal with it. Oh, while you're trying to close escrow. Whereas if you had it managed by Duke, no headaches.
Just raise the price $100 and get professional services done.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
I think about it, too. If I was renting, I wouldn't want to clean some owner's yard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
especially military guys.
Yeah.
They're young and they want to go out to the beach. They don't want to be doing lawn work.
No.
And then you got to spend $3,000, $4,000 to get your yard back in shape again.
And I
just makes no sense.
Yeah, I just landscaped the backside of my yard. Not even just one side part. It was $15,000, but I just pay these guys like literally $99 to come out every 3 weeks to take care of the yard. I don't have to worry about it.
It's a no-brainer, and it gets done. And you got somebody to say, "Hey, man, you haven't been to my yard in like 3 months."
Yeah,
and they go, "Oh, yeah, you're right. I'll fix it for you."
Yeah, me and Adrian went to Italy for 10 days. I flew back to go clean No, I didn't fly back to go clean my yard. It was already done. So that's the other thing people don't think about. Because I'll tell you right now, when you self-manage, I'll tell you right now, that toilet is going to blow up Super Bowl Sunday.
Well, I mean, like besides the inconvenience, right, of self-managing, I think it's important to touch on the fact that in Hawaii, like the laws are a little different. The Hawaii Tenant Landlord Code, you've got to really know the ins and outs because it's different from state to state.
How does it? How do the laws favor the tenants here in Hawaii, Duke?
Well, for example, this is a good one. I went to see a house that had brand new carpet in it, and then after the tenant moved out after 1 year, that whitish carpet was not whitish anymore. He'd wore his shoes in because he's military and didn't want to take it off. He wanted to walk to his bed, sit down on his bed, take his shoes off, and then he'd put them on in the morning, walk around the house with his shoes, and then go off to work. So after doing that for a year, the carpet was just trashed.
Yeah.
So we went to court because he fought me on it.
Yeah.
And the owner said, "You know better than to put carpet in a house."
Yeah.
And the same judge knows me by name.
Yeah.
Went back and told him why the yard was all hamajang and overgrown, and that the tenant wanted to sacrifice his whole security deposit to get the yard back up. And the judge said, "You should never leave the yard on a tenant."
Yeah.
And I said, "Thank you, Judge." He says, "Have a nice day, Mr. Kimhan." And then an owner said, "No, I want you to go take that guy to court." So I did.
Yeah.
And the judge looked at me and he says, "Mr. Kimhan, are we here about the lawn again?" And I said, "Yes, sir." And he says, "What did I tell you the last time?" And I said, "Judge, you told me not to let the tenants take care of the lawn." He goes, "Thank you very much. That's the order right there."
Yeah. So they have.
So the rulings are generally in favor of the tenant when it comes to the condition.
Yeah, they got a law in the book, HRS 1562-29. The law is called "Too Bad, So Sad."
But so you
got to get it taken care of.
Yeah, but that leads into the importance of this property condition form. So Duke, so how is that used within?
Talk about that. What is that?
That relationship.
Property condition form.
The property condition form is filled out when the house is vacant, before the tenant moves in, and when and after the tenant moves in, he gets a chance to amend it. In case they walk in and they see a ripped screen or something like that, and it says no ripped screen, the tenant can say, "Hey, here's a picture. I just moved in and the screen is ripped." And they can adjust that. So they don't have to be responsible for it when they move out. And then when we move them out, we look at the move-in pictures and the property condition form, and we're like, "Mr. Tenant, you didn't take care of the windows or the screens or the AC or all the things that they're supposed to take care of. Light bulbs are all burnt out. All these things get, hit against them on the move out."
Oh, I was going to ask you the professional cleaning. Talk about the professional cleaning and what's your guys' recommendations for that for when the tenants move out.
Because that's such a gray area, we require the tenants to have professional cleaning with a receipt on their way out.
Yeah.
So we can show that to the next tenant moving in, that it was professionally cleaned. And if there's some touch-ups that need to be done, if the house sat vacant for a month, we'll go in there and shine it up for sure.
Yeah.
Nobody's arguing about that. But, when you have receipts for cleaning or for professional services, it proves that the job was done to our standard.
Yeah, because, it's subjective, the cleaning, because like at my house, I don't have any pets and kids, and Adrian got kids and pets. So that subjective difference between what the clean house looks like is different with Adrian as it is with me. And I don't, So it's just and you look at people's cars, the inside of the cars, it's all subjective. Yeah. What you were saying?
A tenant's relationship with you is great.
Yes.
Until they move out. And then you can pretty much put a stopwatch to it when they'll turn adversarial when you start talking about dinging their security deposit.
Yeah. Yeah, it becomes contentious. Yes.
It's like a clock.
Yeah.
They're nice until they got to move out.
Yeah.
So, Duke, when you're doing this property condition form, and let's just say this tenant just did not care at all, and the damages exceed the security deposit, does that happen often, or how do you navigate?
It doesn't happen often because we do walkthroughs.
That's it,
right? If we foresee that, then we tell the tenant, hey, you are living dirty or you're doing things that you're not supposed to do. So either you fix it up now or you move out.
I remember you was telling me. Yeah,
owners are happy about that.
I remember you telling me the story. I don't think it was one of ours, but you told me had these people, they was living in a post-impure home, and then they would cut a hole in the floor, and then they had pigs underneath the house and chicken wire around the outside, and then they would just throw the scraps through the hole in the floor. Like true story kind.
It wasn't one of Duke's rentals, though.
No.
It was someone else.
No.
It's like single-family pig farm. That's what it was called.
But, it's amazing, good and bad, how people live.
Yeah.
And what the standard of their expectation is.
Yeah.
So, owners, sometimes they give us the greatest homes. Sometimes they give us the dirtiest homes.
Yeah.
And so we, do the walkthrough, the owner meet, and we tell them, hey, we can't take this home.
Yes.
And they're like, what do you mean? We rented it for 15 years. And I'd be like, yeah,
exactly.
Sir, you didn't make any updates. The house looks original. And like it was built in the 1950s. It's single wall.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is parking. If you don't have parking, we won't take your property.
Yeah.
Now, Duke, you're mentioning the homes that maybe have not been updated. I know that you guys do offer solutions. You don't just turn people away without offering solutions.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the project management.
Talk about the solutions.
That you guys have done in the past, or for clients in that situation.
We've fixed and updated and upgraded homes every other day. That's just part of who we are. We have professional services for all that stuff. And we have flooring choices, and, we use CNC and Golden and all the flooring companies, Bougainville. We've done business with them all.
Yes.
So if you want to switch your carpet to vinyl, man, that's the best investment you can do on a home.
Vinyl, what do they call it? Vinyl luxury planks.
Yeah, get rid of the carpets.
Planks.
I know that we've talked about that
carpet.
before. Just trouble. Carpet's trouble.
Trouble, and it holds germs. And fleas and dander and all kinds of problems.
Yeah. I had a friend, he owned 50, I was in college, he had 50 properties, and he said he always noticed as soon as the carpet, because they don't clean the carpet, but as soon as it started getting dirty, everybody didn't want to renew the lease.
They moved.
So he stopped putting in carpet in his places, and people stayed longer, because it's what's easier, clean the whole house or just move? I don't know. I mean, it's a toss-up, but most people just move. Yeah.
Renting is such a big part of lifestyle here in Hawaii because of the high cost of
prices.
Housing.
Yeah.
But, I try to tell military guys or girls who buy houses in Hawaii and then want to sell them or rent them that it's really going to be tough because you didn't put any money down. You got an HOA fee, and you got a G tax that you have to pay.
Yes.
And you have 10% for a property manager. That's 4 costs.
Mm-hmm.
Really tough to make money on a VA loan, and you're military, and you're moving off Hawaii.
Yeah.
Unless you put, 10% down or 20% down, then the numbers are going to work. But if you have an HOA fee in Hawaii, it's usually $500 plus.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad that you brought up this HOA fee because we've been talking with Bradley the last couple of weeks about
Allstate insurance.
with the insurance.
Yeah.
increases, and it's affecting a lot of the maintenance fees. Some of them going up like triple even from last year. So, you may have an owner that was positive cash flow, then now they're negative by 500. Yeah. So,
they actually want to try and recoup that through the rent, which is impossible.
Because the rents are not absorbing those increases.
Right.
Yeah.
2-bedroom, 2-bath, 2 parking, $2,300 to $2,700, and now they want to charge $3,300 to make up for that insurance raise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just had I had to give notice. I got a place next to the university, and the maintenance fees and everything went up. So we're gonna go clean it up and put Nadia in. 'Cause she goes. Adrian's daughter starting UH, so she lives in Eva Beach. So you can either sit in traffic for 5 years. Like when you go to a UH for 4 years from Eva Beach, 1 year is going to be spent sitting in the car. Yep. So it's an actual 5-year program for a 4-year degree because of traffic.
Yeah. Well, what about Indoor Lang's place?
Yeah.
Isn't that coming up?
Yes, and you're managing it, or you're adding some tenants into it. That's going to be ready soon for some students.
He said September.
Well, let's talk quickly about that, because I know that Hawaii Pacific Property Management is looking for some tenants for this great building, way better than the dorms.
It's 6 or 9. How many units? I think he has 9 or 10 units that are going to be 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Yeah.
With AC.
Nice.
And parking.
Nice.
How's that?
Yeah, because
close to UH.
Yeah, because I know UH. They just had deferred. You know what? Speaking of deferred maintenance, they got deferred maintenance on all the dorms, and there's always more students than they have dorms. That on-campus housing for.
So with this particular building, Duke, what are the ranges to be expected to rent per month for these 2 bedrooms?
Well, the only thing is that they got 1 bath and 1 parking.
Nice.
Okay.
So that's all you could arrange.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be in the location somewhere between $2,400 to $2,700.
Mm-hmm.
For 2 people, they're going to have to split it.
Maybe one person can have a scooter or bike.
There's just a ton of street parking right there.
Yeah. And they can get their steps
in town.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
New, never been lived in.
Nice.
It's a deal.
Yeah.
And so, if someone wanted to find out about it, is it on your website yet, or they would just inquire?
Oh, yeah. As soon as Indar gives me the first unit, then we're going to put it out for marketing, because he's going to give me. I told him to make one ahead of time so we could use it as like a showroom. Model.
And
so you're anticipating sometime within the next 30 to 45 days, it'll be ready.
Yeah. Yeah, we took a look at the dorms on campus, and $1,400, and you're sharing a room. So,
you can have your own room and split the rent.
Yep.
And AC.
And AC and parking, and it's just
parking.
Yeah, and brand new. Who wouldn't want that?
Live by all the restaurants.
Yeah,
and Waikiki.
And walking, have nice walkability over there and chill and hang out, but make sure you get your studying done.
So,
Right.
Duke, as we're coming towards, we've got about like 5 minutes left, and I know that Hawaii Pacific Property Management is hiring, looking for talent. So let's.
We were, and now we have an abundance of talent.
Oh, good.
So we just took on Ruben Gonzalez.
Yes,
and he is just can't wait. He is amazing.
Good.
He's going to be happy and excited. And we're going to take a little bit to fill him up.
Yeah.
But his wife is also trying to take a real estate license.
Yeah.
And so I think they're going to go in as a team.
Couple.
There you go.
That's right.
All right. So all your slots are filled until we get more properties for now.
Team Lally,
we need more.
Team Lally, we're looking for people all the time. We just brought on 2 new full-time agents. We still probably need 2 more full-time agents. Plus, we have a W-2 position listing manager that we're looking to fill.
Yep.
Health benefits, gym membership, snacks. Yeah, in Kapolei, so you're not sitting in traffic, getting all stressed out. Yeah.
If you ever get a chance to go to our website, go to hipacificpm.com, take a look at the the listings. We use professional photos, and we do 2 or 3 walkthroughs a year on your property. So give us a chance to come out to your house and say hi.
And you guys do good with the videos and the pictures, really good marketing.
And you've got some very specific guarantees. Let's run through those as we are wrapping up the show.
Wrap it up.
All right, so give us the rundown.
The big one is the rent guarantee and the eviction guarantee.
Nice.
So we guarantee our tenants against eviction, and if we do get an eviction with those tenants that we put in, then we'll pay the legal costs to get them out.
Nice.
The rent guarantee just states that we'll tell you what the lowest amount of rent is on your home. You don't have to start there when you're starting to market it. But if you ever had to go down to the lowest rent in that neighborhood, then we'll pay you that amount of money if we can't rent it in 30 days.
Wow.
The last one's a communication guarantee. There's always somebody answering their phone here at Hawaii Pacific, whether it be on the maintenance side, the office side, or your property manager.
Yeah. And then if you're an agent and you're like, I just want to hand it over to Duke and his team, you have a return to agent guarantee. What's that?
So it states that we don't do sales.
Yeah.
So if your seller now wants to sell after renting it for a couple of years, it goes back to the agent.
I think I also wanted to add spam musubi guarantee that if you sign up your property with Duke, he's going to go 7-Eleven, get the deluxe spam musubi to consummate the property management deal that you just signed. Spam musubi guarantee.
That's over and above, but sure.
Not, you know why? Because
whatever.
$1.49 for the regular one, but you get the deluxe one. It's $1.79.
Okay.
Spam musubi guarantee.
The deluxe used to be 99 cents.
I know,
inflation.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yes.
Thanks, Duke.
Thank you, Duke, for being on the show and all the excellent information and talking story.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
Thank you, Duke.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
All right, so that's Duke Kimhan of Hawaii Pacific Property Management. If you go to teamlally.com and you click on the resource tab, there is the experts we trust. He's there. You can also just Google Hawaii Pacific Property Management. You'll see all of their reviews. They've got a ton of reviews.
Yes, don't take our word for it. Don't take his word for it. Take the past clients and present clients' word for it because of all the 5-star reviews.
Yes. And there's a couple of lower reviews, but usually those are the tenants, the disgruntled tenants.
That's okay.
That with the whole property condition. So
Duke was talking with Abraham Lincoln the other day, and Abraham Lincoln told Duke, you cannot keep all the people happy all the time, only some of the people some of the time. So he's realistic in that, and if you had all 100% good reviews, that's something's fishy there. You always, just some people are just. We learned in studies, some people just ain't gonna be happy no matter what.
Yes.
But that's okay.
And speaking of reviews, we also have quite a few reviews you can check out.
Yeah, I think 700.
I think 725.
All right.
We're just growing every day.
Take our word for it.
All right. Well, thank you for listening, and thank you to our sponsors.
Jodie and Derek of Pacific Rim Mortgage.
Bradley of Allstate Insurance.
Kenji with Pillar to Post Home Inspections.
John of Kilauea Pest Control.
Duke with Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Robinson Fine Line Paintworks.
Amphi with Estate Planning Group.
Jason Wu, attorney at law.
Rhino with Hawaii Unified.
Janice of Dreamhouse Drafting.
Fabio with Hawaii Water Damage and Restoration.
Jake of Go Local Power.
If you want to get hold of any of our sponsors, just go to teamlally.com.
We also want to give a big thank you to Leah Rodriguez, our producer here in the studio.
Yee-hoo.
Make sure to tune in next week. We'll have an awesome guest talking about something that'll change your life.
Forever. This is the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the guaranteed
sold program. If we can't sell your home at the agreed upon price in our time frame, we'll have it bought for cash. Thanks and aloha.
The preceding program was sponsored by Team Lally.